Hey, look, Menulog.
I will not rest.
Darius?
Yes.
I mean,
Wow.
listen, guys, we
Wow.
brought Kitty in just to shit on all of us. And we just
To farm
ship
the
her off
points, you
and
know?
just get
ever
ready
a-
for her interview, and we'll
there's
just
ever a
sit here
trivia night,
disheveled
eh?
and distraught.
Yeah.
Okay. I love bringing Kitty in just to shit on all of us. It's a great time.
You could see the pause, like, do I say it? No, but I mean it, so I say it, yeah.
Yeah. I'm really over losing these games to Kitty because she's too damn good. My ego can't take it anymore, but look, we got a fourth game to get through, and it might be this playoffs little preview. So we got Order, we got Dials, but let's talk Order first. So far, they have been impressing the absolute hell out of us until they're not. Isn't that right, Skinner?
They have. They're going to impress us a little bit more with Mr. Worldwide in the jungle position. Maximize coming in as super sub, so keen to see him.
And look, I feel like that is him, but just in a silhouette. They have him as a silhouette, and it's his hair and everything. Anyway, that's a nice little Easter egg, but let's talk about Direwolves quickly, Rusty.
Yeah, Direwolves are a team that I think have looked really, really good the past week, and it definitely feels like they've come into their own, you know, towards the playoffs. So very excited to see if they can continue that form coming into the game today.
Yeah, I feel like there is a big chance for this upset to happen, but sometimes I'm not even thinking that it's an upset, right? Because Direwolves have been absolutely scorching everything in their way when given the opportunity. But look, last time they went head-to-head with Order, this is where they started to put their feet down, started to pick up the pace into that third round because they picked up the dub, Skibby.
They really did, and Good had a fantastic performance on this one, right? They shut down the Caitlyn Lux nice and early. And Lux didn't get easy. I mean, look, we're literally watching a highlight reel of how to play Lee Sin.
Alcove Soldier.
Yeah, Pima just wasn't able to have any fun.
Yes, that's what it comes down to, isn't it, Rusty?
Yeah,
Only
yeah,
fun.
sure. Fun is the only thing that matters. Last game has taught us that, Mac. I will say that for certain. But yeah, last time they played against each other, it was definitely a calmer mid-angle from Dials with a lot of outscaling. I think that Order have shown a lot of potential, and there's a lot of hype potentially still behind this squad come best of fives. I think that's where we'll see the best of Order in general. But Direwolves have already proven with their creative drafts, unique play style, and the fact that they've really just come into their own with developing and playing around themselves better now, that they can win any best of one against any team.
That's what the LCO is about, right? It's all about fun. It's all about development. It's all about building up huge characters, great players, just so they get taken by the other leagues when they're big enough. But speaking of a big character, we've got some words from BioPanther about today's game.
Direwolves is not really a huge challenge, but we have lost to them before, so I've been doing everything I can with my team to improve and make sure that our drafts are playable. They play lanes with no priority, so we can dive the sides and create pressure where usually they just hope that they don't fall behind. So that's probably the biggest weakness Direwolves have. They're very predictable with how they play, so it's not like we're going to get any surprises, so we should be able to just narrow down, be on the same page, and then we can take down the Direwolves. I'm not here to lose, and I'm doing everything I can to win. Anything less than first place is just a disappointment for me, so I'm putting everything on this, and I am scared to lose. Heading into playoffs, I want teams to be scared of us. I want teams to feel like we're not just any other team, we're going to show up on the day and destroy them.
Always good to hear from the big man up top from Order. He's been starting to play really, really well towards the end of the split, right? He keeps on gapping everyone. Unfortunately, it just seems like there's a little bit of shakiness in the other positions on Order, and we're just trying to figure out where that is. But of course, Maximize is here to put the glue back on the pieces, get the team sorted going into the playoffs, right, Rusty?
Now that Max has been on the broadcast, can we flame him? Proper
Yeah,
flame
100%.
him if we want?
That's
Is this
all
permission?
it's about. Yeah.
Okay, ideal. I mean, we don't know how much of a glue he'll provide. What I do know for Maximize is that he was a top laner that has been playing a lot of jungle lately. I have seen his Lee Sin being a bit of a terror in solo queue, so I'm not sure what we'll get from him, honestly, come to this game, but I do know a couple of champions that he's also beaten me in scrims on.
Okay, well, let's see how vast his jungle pool is, but of course, we have Kitty to have a chat to someone before we jump towards Champ Select.
Rusty, you've seen Maximize in solo queue playing that jungle, but I've actually seen Corporal playing support against me in my solo queue game, so let's bring him in for tonight's interview. So Corporal, it's going to be a banger of a game tonight, even though we've had 3 bangers in a row. I don't know if my heart can handle it anymore. So currently you guys are 1-1 against Direwolves. Do you guys expect Direwolves to actually make it this far? And what do you think of the other teams that have qualified for playoffs?
Hi. Yeah, first of all, you know, your transition was actually the real banger, to be honest. But apart from that, I think so I think wait, what was the question? Direwolves is the team going into playoffs? Like I really don't care at all about Direwolves either.
Oh, well, what do you think of the other teams that have qualified for playoffs?
I think honestly Peace is looking like a bit bad right now. And then I guess PGG and Chiefs are the main teams I would consider. I don't even... Wait, is that everyone? Are that all the other teams? I don't even know, to be honest.
I mean, Peace and Chiefs definitely... Not Peace and Chiefs, PG and Chiefs. Definitely looking like strong contenders for upper brackets. Well, I believe Balkan actually said that Order is some team to look out for as well. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, tonight's been enough. But let's talk about your Leona. So your Leona has been
amazing.
You know, tonight's been a lot, but your Leona has been praised widely by a lot of fans and especially even by the casters. So which support player do you think rivals you in the LCO as we head into playoffs?
I think recent form, Draku's been looking really nice. Like in the past few weeks, I think he's really come into his own. So I guess I'd say Draku.
Draku has been smurfing on his in his games recently as well. Well, hopefully we actually see you smurf in your match against Styles tonight, and best of luck, Corporal.
Yeah, you will see that. Thank you.
He's confident.
Order is so confident.
He was, you know, coming in, giving compliments, and then forgetting the question because apparently the questions didn't matter. But Kitty, look, great transition. I'm glad everyone realised how great that was. Someone that is great, I think, is Twitch chat. From what I remember, I got my prediction right, and I think a few other people did. So, you know, for the Dare fan vote, you guys did all right. Let's see if you can make it 2 from 2, though, because this one is going to be hard. Both these teams currently 1-1 in that head-to-head, so we'll see who manages to take it over this 3rd and final round game between Order, between Direwolves, and you with your Twitch points get to fix my predictions. So please pick the right one. I think at this point it's looking like another 60-40, maybe even a 50-50 going off recent form. And I would love to make that a 37-43 scoreline because that looks so much better than 36-44, maybe. Anyway, Rusty,
sorry, mate. Welcome to the lost trade.
Oh, no,
Welcome to the L trade.
Hey, I'm believing.
Okay, so the boys versus Kitty. How's this one going to go? Kitty, are you going to stretch that lead out again?
Well, from what we've seen, I actually Kenga won last game, so I don't know if the statistics are right anymore. And it seems that majority of the people who go for a team actually end up losing their prediction, and I'm just gonna go by that. You know, screw Kenga's match. It never happened. It's erased from my memory.
That's what I'm saying.
It's rent-free. It's so easy.
Yes, it's living in my head rent-free, and I won't forget about it. But because I am coming in as the minority supporting Order tonight, I'm going to grab the win tonight.
Well, look, I think you need to cool down, Kitty, because you're just way too angry right now. So fortunately, Champ Select's ready. Go get a glass of water, and I'll see how you're feeling after the game.
Beautiful.
Challenger watches LCO challenge. Try not to get angry.
Try not to get tilted by the
Impossible.
Well, on a serious note, though, this is a preview, right, of what's to come next week between these two teams in a best-of-5, right? 4th and 5th seed, lower bracket. That will be an elimination game right out the gates, and it's a chance to sort of, I suppose, see what they've been cooking up in preparation to close out the split.
Yeah, we call this the playoffs preview, but the reality is we don't know what iteration of each team we're actually going to get for this whole week, right? Not just this game, but like if you are playing against each other in playoffs, this is set in stone, right? We know they're playing for side select at best. Then you don't want to do something new and crazy unless that's intentional, right? Like you want to play to the minds of your opponents. So option 1, in my mind anyway, and this is what I would do normally, is pick the most standard things you've ever played. Like just find champions that you are known to be good on, right? Like Zeri's a good one for Puma. You've got like the maximize Lee Sin banned from him, but he's got a couple of other standard junglers. Just pick standard Kisei, standard mid lane, Corporal Leona if it's available, right? And just go crazy with play instead.
Yeah, I'm quite curious actually to see what Max's gameplay style is like in the jungle, right? As you say, may just be a case of defaulting to something a little bit more standard. The Zeri comes out swinging straight away, and we saw how good Puma was on that champion last time, so I'm already very excited to see that one spring into life. And I feel like, this is almost like a conclusion between two of these, very exciting bot lane carries, right? It's been them trading blows both times. Puma had a game where he went 8-1, Frost went 0-4. The next time they took place, it was all about Frost going 4-4. So, I mean, it's a case of them basically showcasing who is better.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. A couple of Evelyn hovers I respect from Maximize. I looked at the Lucian, though, which is why I audibly reacted from the side of Direwolves. Kai'Sa Jinx taken off the board, Zeri locked in. I mean, Lucian Nami is the logical progression here. Order, I would expect a jungler and a support to be seen. I wouldn't be mad at a Nautilus or Leona if you assume it's going to be a Nami. I don't think we've seen a Lucian without. It could be Braum, right? So the other alternative
That's the old school one, yeah.
And I think if you pick Lucian second, you're giving that away that it's possible. Lucian Braum can handle very successfully like I want to say a Nautilus style matchup opposed to like the Nami, Where I think Nami can die, Braum doesn't. Braum actually tries to kill the Nautilus. So it changes the whole landscape of the 2v2.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of explosive CC to couple with the damage output that a Lucian can put down, right? So it would be interesting to see if they decide to lock in a support here, or if they feel, well, we don't really care what you ban as a result, right? So we'll sort of take that chance. What they go instead, we have seen obviously in previous games, Kyoto put a big preference to lock it in super early, but you'd think, well, no, okay, they really are going to run the gauntlet.
Yeah, I mean, this almost forces a Nami Braum ban from order. That's what I would be thinking as well. Like, Lucian doesn't go well with many other champions for combos, so the other alternative here, Skimmy, is that it's a solo lane Lucian. And that we just have a very odd top side of the map if that's the case. So I would say it is still going to be Frost playing it, because then they just have no magic damage, and it's very easy to pick. If you're Biopanther, you would be absolutely salivating at the thought of a tank.
How wild would that be, though, if Kyosei was just like, you know what, forget about the supports, forget about the AP champions, I'm now a Lucian mid player.
That would, yeah. He'd probably go AP as well, because it's Kyosei and he doesn't like standard. Join the club.
Absolutely.
Yeah, look, so looking at Order's bans here, we've said what we should expect. We'll see. We'll see what they choose to go for. There's the famous caster on your screen. Maximize. Wow.
Wow, so handsome. Look at him
wearing
that
so
shirt.
Handsome, so tall.
Oh, so tall and handsome, and just so good at it. Oh, look at him! He can hear us!
Clean shaven as well. Look at that, showing off.
Wow.
Just need a flex.
It'll come out sooner or later, I'm sure. But it's worth noting that because of a very late substitution with Max coming in, they actually have lost their last 2 bans. So that does actually change things up a whole lot right now. I mean, hence why Direwolves didn't really have to risk it.
That's true, I completely forgot. That opens up the Camille third into bans very easily, right? So they can't ban Nami, they can't ban Braum, and so you actually do get to pick something like this and get away with it because their bans don't exist. With Xin into Volibear, I feel like we have a lot of aggression in jungle. We have a lot of kill threat already for bot lane. It's the rest of the map where things are very confusing and very open still. It's a dangerous game to play that against Kyosei, right? Like, Ahri is still very much available and would be super good right now. Volibear, Ahri roaming together to dive side lanes is a possibility to round out the composition with what we assume, and is now confirmed, is that Nami.
Certainly is, and I feel like Braum is always going to be that second default, right? If Nami is banned away, then you're going to be looking at one, but if it's up and available, Electrocute, Lucian, Nami, it's just a little bit too good. They are that combo. They are the team that have been proccing that one, so sticking with it certainly disrupted sort of the balance of all these lethal tempo AD carries. So let's see really where Order go in this one. They see a Camille nice and early. They decide, what is our response? Well, they're going to straight away pick the Tryndamere.
I think it's a blind trend mid.
You'd imagine it's Kisei.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if it was Biopanther playing the Tryndamere. Bio's been playing a lot of solo queue this season, I will say. He's currently chilling in top 10, which for someone who didn't play a lot of solo queue is a rarity. So what I'm getting at is plays a lot of the new champions still. Right? Is by no means out of practice. So we have flexibility.
Going to do have a lot of it. Rise coming in as that 5th and final. Now all eyes turn to Kiyose. What is the grand reveal? How are you going to square up in this one? It's not going to be the Uni. Shout out to Kevin with the Evelyn.
What are we looking at? Yeah, okay, so again, this could have, Ari was banned, I'm a clown, but this could have been a lot of control mages in mid, a lot of standard control mages, but it seems like most teams in the LCO have opted towards the Vex path, which is extremely dive focused, right? It's not the PGG Victor that we saw from them. Pretty much everybody right now is saying, we're going Vex with our Volley Bear. You know, with our Camille, we are one-hitting people on site, just getting the damage out. Lucian Nami's going forwards as well. So they're going to meet in the middle, where Order have gone for a bit more flexibility again, right? So there is still the side lane threat of a Rise. There is a Tryndamere that can split push the entire game if necessary, and can get super fed if they play towards him. So once again, we have a lot of brawling with just a little bit of side lane threat.
Yeah, certainly not the most, but enough, right, to keep us interested in what could be another clash of two heavyweights, showcasing what they can do when it comes to mechanical prowess in those team fights. I'm looking at Frost, I'm looking at Puma, I'm looking to try and see what they can do to get the ball rolling, to get the fights being farmed, and ultimately allow the rest of the team to pop off in quick success. I mean, Kisei, what does Kiyose? The Tongue Twister duo certainly have a lot of engagement tools themselves with the mobility, and I mean, I'm struggling to see which team I prefer, because I feel stylistically very similar.
Yeah, I feel like looking at Order's composition, I have question marks. That's what I will say coming into this one. Biopanther Tryndamere is something that I think is very new to us. Maxima is playing jungle. We don't know too much about his actual abilities in the jungle role. We have word from Carbon in chat saying actually he's pretty good. So given that the Bible of the jungle has spoken up, we will trust that unequivocally, and the Maximize is actually now goated. But he isn't Kevy. And Kevy has, you know, those pocket picks can affect drafts so much by simply existing. And the Lee Sin was the simple one ban. So lots of questions that we still need to answer.
And it's time to find out what those answers look like as we load in for the final game of the night. It's week 9, it's day 1. Only one more day remaining after tonight's conclusion. And it's a chance to see what that playoff preview could look like this time next week. Well, let's get some thoughts and some feelings and have another conversation with the side of Order. Let's talk with Ceres, as we love to absolutely check in with him. And I have to ask, you know, coming into this one, yes, there is no Kevy, but just how important are the mind games, knowing you'll be facing up against this team again next week?
Yeah, look, not at all, honestly. We don't really care. We're confident we're going to win no matter what going into the playoffs, so there's nothing to mind games, nothing to hide. We're here to win.
And that was always an interesting... Yeah, I mean, it's always an interesting point for me to sort of, you know, open up in a conversation, right? As to, are you wanting to reveal too much? Are you wanting to conceal stuff, hold strats until the best of 5s? That was never a consideration?
Not at all, really. If we're just playing consistent League of Legends, where we're, you know, and we don't give them really easy win conditions, for example, like we gave them Jinx plus double Enchanter last time, then I don't think that we're going to lose the Direwolves in any capacity.
Interesting, interesting. And a quick final note as well. I know it was a late last-minute sub, but with Max coming in, what's it look like for him playing jungle today?
Yeah, look, it's really late for us too. Obviously, Kevy woke up and he wasn't feeling well at all. Turns out he's been positive with COVID, so we don't really have we weren't planning for this in any capacity. We trust Max, of course. He's a really good player. Apparently, he happened to have been spamming jungle this entire season, so he's got a lot of like personal experience. So we're still confident that we'll get the win regardless.
Beautiful. Well, best of luck to the team. Hopefully Kevy gets well soon, and we're going to crack on with this one.
Cheers.
Obviously, we do hope that Kevy gets better soon, Skimmy, but that was an absolutely nasty hook from Corporal to kick this one off. What we missed during the interview was a level 1 engage. Pretty stock standard stuff here, it seems like, from Nautilus teams, and you can tell which teams have been scrimming each other, huh? Order and Chiefs. Identical level 1 strat. And it is successful. It gets the flash out of Gudo, which means jungle ganks a little bit harder. Like a volley bear without a flash is actually just kind of like a wet noodle running around, just with a menacing stare instead of an actual gank, unless he has a really good gank angle off.
Yeah.
Speaking of junglers, and speaking of the flashless volley bear.
Here he comes in. He's going to tell Maximo, you need to earn your stripes if you want to become a jungler. Thank you so much for that red buff. I've still got mine. I'm just going to take you down with it.
Kyosei just going to body each other, trying to stop one another from getting to the play if it happens with the red buff. Gudo now going to take not just the red, they're also going to take the Raptors away, and they are pressuring and warding the Krug camp. Summoners were used bottom as well, just quietly. It was the exhaust from Puma at that hook that connected, just immediately backfired with damage littered down onto them, so they didn't have priority. And you can see how that has a really big ripple effect, right? The bleed-on effect. Maximize about to find that camp, presumably mostly gone. There's one little popcorn chicken. And he's going to be a sad man.
I like how you bring up popcorn chicken. It's just telling us to treat ourselves for $15 off.
Hey,
nice timing. I know where you're at right now in this game.
I'm at hungry.
It's dinner time. Wrap things up nice and quickly here.
Look at Puma.
Look at Gudo.
Oh, that was such an angle, though.
Oh, they jumped in. The bubble was there. They've locked down Corporal. Look at him zap across the wall into the waiting arms of the Cuddly Bear. He certainly isn't that cuddly as that's first blood, and they're going to fight a second.
And they get the straight-up double kill here into the hands of Direwolves. The dash forwards from Frost. The aggression kicks off. The bubble hits onto the Nautilus as the hook connects, so he is stuck in the air, moving towards the opponents. And then just as Puma tries to get to safety over the wall, straight into a bear hug and straight into a warm embrace, and gets immediately picked apart. Again, Direwolves, they're played towards bot side, right? They steal the red, they steal the Raptors. They gank bottom because the wave is poised perfectly for this. And Puma goes down. I mean, that's just well played by Direwolves.
It really is. Patience and timing and layering of skill shots to bring it all together. And that starts them the 5-minute mark on the right foot. Bit of a spring and nest step. That is the sort of the word of the day, the saying, if you will. 5 minutes in, 1K lead.
And so right now you can see that Max has just gone back to base with no jungle camps up except for the Krugs that are about to cycle through, where Gudo, with the same jungle CS, is fresh off a reset, clearing from top to bottom. Has still got the blue buff there. There's such a large difference right now between strength in junglers that this will be a significant experience difference as time passes. Norda really on the back foot.
Clear speed, the ganking speed, boots of lucidity already coming on through, right? With the flash now up and available again for Gudo. Quite terrifying in that regard. You can see really how Direwolves are playing it in the bot lane now. Holding things there. Kyosei, nice little idea. Has Realm Warp level 6, so was considering the idea of just throwing out a gank.
You can see no mana on Kyosei, right? Actually does get to stop that reset, so that's huge, right? Nice. For mid lane, there's a teleport ready for Kyosei for sure. Now it's just of necessity. Kyosei wins the ability to roam towards bot side, even if it's spotted, it doesn't matter. He's missing as far as they are concerned, and teleport will be forced. So it is a teleport advantage for the mid lane 1v1.
Well, I like the idea really initially, right? The fact that he went down bot side river because Kyosei was recalling.
Well, that's it, right? But even if he doesn't gank, it's the fact that his scene is missing that does so much work for the way Frost and Shinky have to play.
Oh, great flash. Kyosei taking no chances here. It was going to be the collapse from every angle. He may have just been dead. Can Order answer back? The first gank coming out this time. Flashing over that bubble. Corporal won't die 2 times in a row. The Thunder comes down, but Maximize answers back, getting his first kill in the jungle position, making a double. As now Zurenes comes in and cleans house and takes him down. A Shadow Surge going to be flashed away from before Kyosei could get rowdy in the mix of things. An exhaust onto his head. Zurenes buying time, buffering with the passive, but falling down ultimately.
Really important for Order that they win that fight. Huge little team fight skirmish victory for them as well. BioPanther is actually just winning top lane while that entire play happens. You get the summoner in mid, you're probably happy with that, but bot lane has been exposed this entire time, right? This is a result of all that mid lane priority that really brings Zurenes down. Gudo tries to flash to intercept the hook, but really strong resolve there from Corporal to time it perfectly, waits for Maximize to put all of the work in. They will get a flash out of Puma, but no one can help Zurenes at this point. The ultimate really is just accepting his reality and trying to keep them away from the rest of his team as they disengage. Huge little counter-attack from Order.
Certainly was, and brings the game back to square even. All to play for. BioPanther would have been very happy with that state of affairs. The fact that Zoranus dies, keep the push, big wave crashing, and a chance to try and bridge a bit of a lead himself. Actually picked up a plate in the process.
Gudo going to have a crack here at the red buff. Has got Vex in tow. Controlled in that Tribush will spot Kyosei, but they will also see Gudo with the minions that are coming. They know that it's a 2v4.
His ultimate. No, he burnt the culling. He's just going to dash in and pick apart Corporal. The wave's gone.
Pressure.
But so is that a Nautilus.
And Puma can't go back to that wave. Until Direwolves show themselves, until Kyosei shows mid, until Gudo shows somewhere on the map, if he goes back to that wave, he probably gets dove off cooldown. Gudo saved ult. There's no safe spot.
Yeah, I'm looking at the minimap right now. He's just waiting by the red buff. Gonna steal it again for the second time, but Puma's still waiting, lurking in the shadows. And Gudo's gonna come back and do a repeat.
Yeah, he's been waiting by the wall where he could have been able to dash over. But Gudo, just keep in mind, this next wave isn't here yet. So this is going to be quite drawn out. It would take a lot of time, but... Oh!
Zoranus! He's won it. Very low, 1v1. But he's able to pick that one apart. Now, Kissy has no TP. He has no Realm Warp. He's running the long way down.
Yeah, BioPanther no teleport either. Hex Flash, oh no.
Oh, they're going to force the fight. He's jumped straight onto Puma. Frost flashing forward and hitting him with the double tap, the passive. Putting in work right there. Corporal's still not level 6. He wishes he had that ultimate to try and disengage them away. But can they find at least one? Can they answer back onto Shinky? It's looking like they can. He cannot flash away. Far too squishy.
Yeah, Shinky just not able to get the flash off early enough, right? Gets locked down by the phase rush, the movement speed that comes out of Kisei on this rise. Frost does need to respect. He'll delay the recall. That means that Drake could be free here. Maximize just right in the face of Direwolves will kick this one off. But he does have allies to support him, so it should still be a free Drake. And they'll get something back, but Direwolves so aggressive, keeping bottom down, right? Playing towards the Lucian army as you have to, but doing it to great success.
Certainly are. This is keeping this game very close, very exciting as to who's going to really pull ahead. As far as things are concerned with the Lucian, 3-1, you love to see that, but it all breaks out here with Zoranus just patiently waiting for the invade.
I think this was closer than I expected. To be perfectly honest, Max actually very close to winning this fight, where I thought Zoranus would have an even easier time than he did. But still, he'll get the 1v1. That's Ignite Gap right there, Skimmy.
And he is. A flashless Camille. It's almost like a harmony behind it, right? The fact that Maximize loves to play the Camille and falls at its demise.
Back to Karma top for you.
I did tease her about that one time. He wasn't too happy.
He just wanted player of the game, man.
Yeah, he certainly did.
But instead he found Karma top lane.
Instead he found a 2-item. Okay, that's enough for you.
Next flash. Backwards. Maximize has been hard baited by Corporal's Hex Flash.
It happens. Oh, look at this though. BioPanther, he's hit the ghost, he's turned the switch, he's been locked in place. Oh, the hexagon momentum is good, but is it good enough? Can BioPanther consume the rage and spin away as Gudo doesn't want to flash? Look how fast Bio is though.
Bio actually just a thief. Very well done from the Tryndamere. Gets the kill. That's a full Trinity Force in base though.
Ooh. Great tidal wave to negate that blast code away. Instant flash, he had to. And then Kisei rocks up on their head with the Realm Warp saying hello. Depth charge knocks up 2, takes out Frost, bounty claimed.
That is really tragic from Frost. Again, Gale Force sitting in base. They're fighting off item timings. Order are pressuring them at moments that are great for them. There's a blue buff taken away. A dive that happens bottom. Herald going to be summoned to break the entire turret. This game blows open in favor of Order bot lane, where Dials were winning.
That's a really concerning part, right? The fact that the solution is going to be a menace in these early portions of the game, but as the game goes on and on and on, Puma is going to be a menace in his own right. He's got exhaust. He wants to take those 1v1s. We know what Xerxes can do when the ultimate's there.
You're culling backwards, Skimmy.
Fighting a dangerous battle, aren't you?
There's so many little things that are going wrong for the side of the Direwolves. You know, a flashless Lucian, the Rise ultimate was perfect from Kisei, to be fair.
Great trade.
Just knowing when you should be fighting, right? Knowing those fight timings. Biopanther found his window, did it very well. Order kind of doing that across the board. Maximize is a little bit shaky here and there, but overall still been quite good.
That for me has to be the talking point, right? The fact that Gudo is showcasing his, you know, excellence in the role to get some counter jungling, steal some buffs. Maximize is making up for it with ganks instead. Undying Rage has to be consumed. And keeps Biopanther in the mix.
Frost still close to having flash up and available. Nanami nearby. Zoranus will want to take the fight if it's 1v1. He's also got reinforcements now the Corporal shows. They take these.
Oh no, there's nowhere here for Order to back him up. Puma's going to fall on down. It's looking so easy. He's flashed away. The zap from the Vex is just disastrous. That's a double fan as easy as you like it. A minute before a Herald, 90 seconds before a Drake. But that's map pressure.
Yeah, I think Puma flashed to try and get closer to a wall, right? To wall hop his way to safety. But Zoranus also saved his hookshot that entire time. It was just the ultimate that connected. Actually starts it off with the sweep. So very well played by Direwolves. They have numbers, they make the play correctly. They're able to pressure the top lane out of turret now. And Tryndamere without an ultimate has a much more difficult time actually threatening the fight for stuff. However, Zoranus won't be able to push this one too far. This game's so back and forth.
Yeah, definitely is a seesaw right now. Very hard to call. As you're looking for the stability to show on through. It is Order currently with the gold lead. Max picks up his first red buff, so happy days for him. Could be pivotal in his next gank for some lockdown. We are waiting to see how these teams will set up for this next objective. Will they continue to split push? Or will they opt for that fight?
Lots of pressure still being placed around mid lane right now. Direwolves with most of their vision control on the top side of the map by Panther. With the signature, just put your face in there and see what's going on strategy. Will get deterred once again. Order are going to play towards the Drake. So teams with vision on opposite sides of the map is what we're going to be seeing now, which means the possibilities of picks get a little bit higher. Direwolves still with an outer turret to play for, however, so they will be able to get the main objective, where Order, if they were to continue to push forwards, have to look for the bot lane inner.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, they've got tempo on the push, but not on the objective itself. And Gudo also with a Rift Herald.
Yeah, and I think that was the question, right, as to were they willing to make that cross-map trade. I've actually sent Zeri back to base to answer this push, respecting just how much this Herald can achieve. Plates are gone, that turret is gone.
Yeah, and it's actually a full recall from both Puma and Maximize. So they are just acknowledging that the charge is going to happen, but they want to actually put all of their emphasis on defending that one, right? While Kyose goes bottom to catch some extra gold. So it really is an ebb and flow. It is a push and pull game of League right now. Order forced to play towards Direwolves' vision to defend because of the threat of the Rift Herald. Herald gets the charge, but not the turret, but they get the Drake, right? So in a game of chicken, you would say Direwolves win, but in the overall golden objective game, it was a net even.
Here we group up again, scouting out for vision, looking for that peg. Tyrannus not going to fight it with hook shot. Maximize respecting, instant flash away. Tension there. The cheeky invade was being pressured. Order not willing to commit to that one. They've got 2 Drake leads, so they'll be quite content with just playing this one out slowly, building more items, getting this Tryndamere stronger, getting this Rise stronger. I mean, Kisei's playing pretty well so far.
Yeah, Kisei has been, and he's also got a really important role in this game. I don't talk about this enough, but I would say that Direwolves have an extremely short-range composition that a Rise absolutely loves, right? Like, that is playing into the ranges of a Rise. That is a Tryndamere that has a lot of targets that are going to be free to hit because the Lucian has to be kiting constantly, and that means you're going to be within the grasp of a Tryndamere who has a Gale Force, who has Ghost and Flash, and is handcrafted to murder you. So Order, when it comes to the crunch time, right, when it comes to actually fighting, I think their composition prospers. Similar with Zeri, right? You're able to stack up that movement speed, and your purpose is to kite at closer ranges. It means that we'll be meeting right in the middle, right? Like, no team has a distinct advantage in my mind when it comes to 5v5ing. There's a lot of execution in play, and both teams with a lot of potential for the best execution possible.
There's going to be a lot of elegance to the execution, right? Timing summoners, finding picks. They're certainly being decisive in moments when people are split apart. So Kisei going for that right now. Going to try to go blow to blow with Kisei doing the exact same at top side. Difference being, he's got protection. And just lurking in the wings, making it difficult for Zoranis to stand up. It's going to be a trade. One turret for one.
Playing much more towards their Vex now this time, though. Cheeky ice skate from Puma gets him to safety, even in the face of Zoranis. Defending the outer turrets is the difficult game that both teams now have to deal with. Kyosei with the Vex ultimate can immediately get over this wall. Gudo with the ultimate can disable the structure. Dives are always going to be a threat, but if you look at where Order is on the map right now, they're not only defending, anyone who isn't defending is invisible and missing. The first move that you're going to see here from Order is that Kisei shows bottom, and they might try and dive him, but Biopanther's still missing.
How patient they are, though, waiting for that phase check to occur. Order surely smell that something's up here.
They're about to show on the next wave, but Bio is still hovering. We'll see them before they get to Kisei, right? Like, again, this is Biopanther.
Oh, in they go. Oh, look at the assassination on the Corporal. Gone. The patience and the perseverance finally playing off. Look at Tryndamere, spin to win, flashing in, trying to take down Frost, and he is successful. Gonna find a second before the ultimate expires. And now Puma with the ultimate active is running members down. He's got that movement speed. The Nikes are on, strapped up, ready to go. And they just find 4 between the two of them.
I'm going to continue to hunt Gudo as well. He should be in a lot of trouble here, Skibby.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be the case that he can get away from this one. That's going to be at 20 minutes, the first ace of this game.
And I'm going to say that's just Bio Gap. Like, the fact that Biopanther is hovering to protect his mid laner, when do you see that on planet Earth ever? It's very good presence of mind by Order, right? You know that Dials are looking to make a pick. You know they're looking to make a play. Tryndamere spots them, so the play fizzles bottom. Yes, the pick still happens, the catch still happens mid, but it's on Corporal, and Puma's able to kite. Tryndamere will get into the mix. Max has enough time to cover the terrain as well. He was clearing some jungle camps. And no tank, no problem when you've got a Tryndamere, right? He's just too much of a threat. The crowd control that exists in Direwolf's composition is lacking. You need to realistically hit a bubble and a tidal wave to have any shot at stopping a Tryndamere. Not going to stop him this time around. Order wipe the floor with Direwolves on a fight they choose to take.
Certainly do. Let's open up a can of worms. That might be the break point in this game that accelerates the tempo in favor of Order. They find themselves up now by 3,000 gold. They just got themselves the third Drake off this game. It's an infernal soul to play for. And we are playing for a very early one at that 26 minutes. Set the stopwatch because that's a huge power spike.
Yeah, one difference between this Vex and the last that we saw, Skimmy, as well, is there's a lot more priority on farming for Kyosei this time around. 197 CS at 21 minutes. With a Luden's build, not the Everfrost. Very different brand of Vex gameplay that we're going to see, and much more of a teamfight influence, right? Where Mammoth were much more about supporting voice.
Looking for it again, Shadow Surge onto Corporal, and he's just been destroyed for the second time in a row. But Direwolves are going to need more than just the support. They need to find a carry.
Yeah, they have to kill more than just Corporal to have a successful teamfight, without a doubt. There's a lot of summoner spells missing presently, though. So that type of play is so much more viable. The fact that you're able to actually find the pick, bringing the Camille into the mix. It's a nice way to deal with the Tryndamere, right? Like, the Camille has so much utility when it comes to 5v5ing. If Tryndamere doesn't have a side wave set up, Trynd can 5v5, to be fair. But I love the utility that the Camille provides to the Direwolves comp because it needs it.
And it does. 2 items complete for it. And it does really feel like a bit of a throwback to what we saw a lot of last year, really, where you'd always be harping on about 2 items for the split push champion. There's 3. What are they going to do?
Yeah, I don't feel like there's ever that same conversation ever had. Even today, Skippy, the amount of times I've said they can split, and then they just team fight.
Yeah.
Like, my man's has gone for the Ravenous Hydra build. He can split, right? That's one of the reasons you do this over Titanic. Watch him group up from now on.
Just ignores it. They just want to dive in and be the engaged threat, even if they are squishy.
Oh, the collapse.
Don't seem to mind. Look at the collapse, as you say. Both forced to disengage across the wall. A blast cone as well for good measure. Turning around into Biopanther. Undying Rage there. Look at the max range in that hook from Nautilus. There's the depth charge. Knock them up. Frost gets the shutdown. Kyose on the flank.
Oh,
look at the fear onto 2. Dirty. So disgusting. He misses the reset, but they won't mind. This time they find the kills they're after. Nobody from Direwolves falls, but they take 4.
And Gudo hunting with the Nami buff on him as well. Not going to hit the slow there on Akise, so he is just going to choose to disengage. Look at Direwolves, see what they do here. If it's mid lane, if it's Baron. They've got a cannon so they can try and pressure mid, but I think Kise has too much wave clear without the Baron buff in hand. They're going to go straight for the objective. 10 seconds on the next person besides Corporal. It should just be free.
Certainly should be. And as we were talking about before, it felt like Order are going to start to pull away with things. Direwolves pull a rabbit out of their hat. They find that moment, that chance to execute flawlessly. That fight previously brought the goal back to dead even, but with the Baron buff now, a chance for themselves to pull away.
Okay, so we have to watch Gudo and Maximize at the start of this, because Max has the most tragic circumstance here. Ult's over, hits the code, and he's gone. And now Biopanther is by himself. Corporal has to flash the wall to help, but it's too late. The Tryndamere ultimate has expired, it's done. The Vex comes in on a huge flank, while Order have put themselves willingly into a tiny corridor to take that fight. I think you could... Oh, Corporal's dead. I think you could definitely say that going for that spin over into the fight was maybe too far, but if Max was there, maybe it's a different fight, right? That's just hindsight talking.
Hindsight is a beautiful thing, but that would be the beautiful moment for a Vex to collapse upon. Loves those little moments where everybody's grouped up together. And for all the confidence that Corporal had in the interview, it's not looking too good for him personally at this stage of the game. Thankfully, no Seeker's arm guard to get Kitty tilted any further than she already is, so there's a positive.
Now we're sitting at a cloth armor. Can't even get the Seekers, dude.
It's in the workings.
Soon, TM.
My question now to you becomes 90 seconds of the Baron buff, 30 seconds for the Soul Point. Surely Direwolves have to contest this and sort of quote, waste Baron.
Yeah, I mean, Direwolves have already put down some really good deep vision, but it's up in 10 seconds. They want to prioritize the mid wave first. They've also given red buff over, I believe, to Frosts, which is pretty important for these fights that come across. So break mid wave as you're seeing them now, and then just try and dot the I's, cross the T's. Order are the ones who feel a little bit more time pressured against the Baron buff with no mid priority to hit this immediately. Bio on a wide flank.
Yeah, he's got a good position. Will be spotted by vision. Not too worried about it just yet.
It's a game of chicken.
Hook goes out. Great pick target onto Zerenis. Instantly hits stasis. They turn on to Maximize. Crescent Guard zones it all away. He tries to smite, but he dies. Frost has found him. Shinky's dead as well. They flash back in. But Direwolves claim the Drake. They deny that early soul point. It's a shutdown fan for Tryndamere. Biopanther unkillable until he gets the job done. And he is getting that job done as Kise in close proximity is just having an absolute field day with it.
I mean, Kise is having an incredible game. If there is one takeaway that I would have for Order's side here, it's that their mid laner is absolutely popping off. This Mechanics Max Rise Masterclass, but at the same time, Kyose is also 5-1. It's not a mid gap. It has been absolutely crazy skirmishes. Biopanther did so much damage in that last fight. Zoranus gets hooked, and he tries to buffer with hookshot, but he's so close to the wall, he just gets hooked. Like, there's no actual follow-up. Gets ulted, Tidal Wave completely wide, misses absolutely everything, and Maximize just gets taken down straight out of the gates. Biopanther, though, right, completely untouched at the very start of that fight, just gets in and puts in some work. The ultimate expires, however, and this is where Kisei comes in clutch. Just pretty, right? They have a vision, they have a ward there, they know where he is. But he times it nicely and accounts for the max distance hookshot.
Hit the slow-mo as well. You can tell the observers liking that one for sure. And it does really feel like it's a battle between these two Titan mid laners, right? The fact that Kisei is playing phenomenally, but you could definitely credit Kyosei in that same vein. He tried to snipe the Rise nice and early on. Wasn't able to find it in that initial cycle of cooldowns. Had to hit stasis as well. And tried to keep the Rise at bay.
Also let it be known it is not going to be a Seeker's Arm Guard. It is straight into the Glacial. Looking to get as much damage out from the Zeri as possible, probably. You augment that one with the Shroud. Order finally with a real opportunity to move forwards. I feel like this is the first time I've seen them in the enemy red side placing wards. They'll be seen, but they get the vision down. Even game, Skimmy. Dead even.
Very even game. We've had a lot of that tonight. It's been a
Today's
very
been
exciting
sick.
one. It really has been a great day for League of Legends.
Also not sick, but still sick.
That's when things get fun for Lucian as well. You got the Sororitas Grudge, the ultimate locks them down. Maybe not on that occasion with the angle not being too damn right, but they wanted to keep them interested, right? Xeranis was split pushing, crashing a huge wave. Has the mobility. These are your typical Camille shenanigans.
I think a real split pusher dies for that tower. But doesn't want to give away anything and saying that there's no objectives on the map, so perhaps it could have been a good death. Still pressuring. I think this is the first time really today, and maybe even in a little while, that we've seen a genuine amount of pressure being placed towards the side lane now. Zoranus threatening that one. Baron going to be on the card, so I'd be shocked if Zoranus didn't go immediately back to bot lane. Order are the ones who got some good wards in the enemy red quadrant, which is optimal for where the Baron is going to be played around.
He's got the Death Stance, he's got the Unleashed Teleport as well, so certainly would be a fantastic opportunity for him. Bio's going to do whatever he can to shove out that wave. Now we are just wrestling for mid lane control with 20 seconds on that second Baron off this one. Bio Log going to try and put in enough damage to force that Undying Rage out nice and early. This time the tidal wave will connect. This time Bio's in trouble. Look at Kyosei going again! How smurf are these ultimates from the man in the mid lane? They found all they could ask for. They found 4. Surely they go for Kisei as well. On his head! You've got a Zonia's, but you're going to die as you come out of this one. And this is going to be another ace.
Kyosei just going to limp away. Has a second stopwatch because why not? It's Kyosei tech. They're going to be able to get the ace and push straight down mid lane, Skibby. This is very close to a GG angle. We got 20 seconds on the clock. Teleport going to be used by Kyosei here, so there's a chance they go really hard for this, or they just disengage straight to the Baron. The choice is theirs.
Look at that damage comparison. Direwolves have made a call. They're going for the end. They've been burnt in situations like this before. Have they learned their lessons? In they go. 2 turrets down, on towards the base itself, and that is just gone. And Direwolves will take the head-to-head as they beat out Order to close out day 1.
And time and again, the Direwolves have continued to improve in the LCO. Week on week, their improvements have been extremely noticeable. And if this is a playoffs preview for the best of 5s that we'll be getting between Order and Direwolves in the coming weeks, I am very excited for that elimination best of 5.
Said that both these teams could certainly cause a few upsets going deep into playoffs for what they could achieve, for what they've done during the regular split, but that was a game which we hyped up as a preview. Maybe not the full proof of what is to come, but regardless, an entertaining game nonetheless. And Macam, you look at that one, and I think as Rusty mentioned, every game tonight, be it upsets, it's always been entertaining.
Entertainment was just the name of the day, right? We came into this week thinking, all right, look, you know, the positions are all pretty set in stone, but we also mentioned a few weeks ago that once these teams get locked out of the top 5, that's when they can really play their best games. But it seems like the ones that are locked into the top 5 are also showing us what they're made of as well. Speaking of, look, Direwolves coming in and setting a statement in damn stone. Order, they did well, they kept up. You're looking at the gold here, even when they were down in kills, they seem to have a better amount of efficiency in terms of getting that gold, in terms of controlling those objectives. But then there was just a point, and I think it was right here, where I'm looking at Zoranus. Have a look at his health in this team fight. Man gets focused eventually, but it goes down to within an inch, and then no one hits that final shot on him. Everyone's focused on everything else. Everyone's bloody dead, and then it's just Kisei looking to survive. So a very rough situation from there for Order. They just couldn't find any momentum after it. Like, you're looking at these points, the gold is almost exactly the same up until a couple of those kills happened. And then Direwolves, they just knew that they had the time. They knew that the respawn timers were so damn long. And they just finished. That was it. It was the end. And Direwolves, they take the dub. They take the head-to-head. And they're going to be taking a whole lot of confidence into playoffs after that win, Rusty.
Yeah, a huge amount of confidence. And for me, it is so much towards the early aggression from Gudo, right? Has been very successful. I think they've proven that the Lucian-Nami combo works for them. It isn't really a thing that any other teams are doing right now, but it works for Direwolves. And then Zoranus going back to what we would say is the tried and true top laner for him, right? Like, he is a Camille player. There's a lot of Camille players in our league, but not many of them have really been picking it up until lately.
Yeah.
And so they found the recipe. And then Kyosei, the wild card of the team, the double Zonia's tech that comes out of him every single week, the ankle breaker, puts in work. I'm just going to keep giving him nicknames.
He's so good. He gets a new nickname
Breaker
every
of
week.
chains,
I tell you what.
Mother of dragons.
Yes, unshackled.
The neck snapper. That's another one. Bloody.
Oh.
You know, you look one way and he's
The
there,
neck
and then
snapper,
you look to your right, bloody break your neck just to see where he's bloody gone, because he's just dashing everywhere. That or the I don't know, timeless man set in stone or something, because he's always bloody golden. So golden
True.
boy, I don't know. We can keep on going with
Golden
this, but
boy,
it's
yes.
probably not the perfect time for it. I think we need to bask in a little bit of that Direwolves glory, because they are now just one dub away from taking that 4th position and getting their choice of sides for that first game from the best of 5 going into playoffs. So stakes are high. This is, of course, going to be that elimination game. And Order, well, they did not show us a huge amount today, especially following up that first interview we got from Corporal. You guys mentioned it during the cast. He was very confident, had a lot of big words, had a lot to say, and unfortunately, it just didn't convert onto the Rift there, Skimmy. Actually, I'm going to ask that one to Kitty. How you feeling? You know, what are you thinking about Corporal's interview from the start?
Well, you know, maybe Corporal was focused on something else, but I do believe that they were focusing down Corporal for a lot of those picks. So, you know, good deaths, I guess. You can't avoid those deaths from Dials,
True.
but someone who is well, I've been enjoying the Nami, so let's bring in Shinky so I can ask him some questions. So, Shinky, congrats on the win once again against Order. So, that was a preview of the playoffs for first day. We actually saw really clean engages from Dials. So, since you've joined the roster, how has the shot calling changed?
I think it's just been the same, really. Like, we've had like really good synergy so far since day one. Like, I've joined. The shot calling's still the same, you know, like jungle and mid lane, like, you know, synergizing it up, you know. And in team fights, it's just like the same. We just play well with it.
And specifically coming out of you and Frost, we've actually seen Lucian Nami quite a lot of times, and you guys have a really good win rate on it. So do you have any tips and tricks for us Nami mains and fans out there?
Just send it. You say an angle, just send it. Press all your abilities and you just go forward and just blast them.
We definitely saw some blasting coming out of you, Shinky. I really like that flash bubble, by the way. The classes didn't highlight that, but I saw it. So, as a Nami main, I got you.
Yes, thank
Shinky,
you.
heading into playoffs, you guys have already grabbed 2 wins away from Order. So, they definitely don't pose as big of a challenge to you guys as we see. So, which team do you actually think will be a really big challenge for Dials?
For playoffs, I think like every team is definitely winnable. Like, we're definitely gonna aim to win it all, but at the end, like, we're just gonna treat every team like the same and just like beat them all.
Well, thank you for the interview, Shinky. It was nice to actually get to talk to you on the LCO for once. I'm gonna let you go celebrate your win against Order, and hopefully we see you tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, hopefully we can hear from them again. I believe they have another game tomorrow. I believe all the teams have one more game tomorrow. Now,
true and real.
Got you guys with that one. You were like, hang on, do they? No, we've got a one-day week. Either way, it is time again for the Dare MVP. And for the final game of the day, the Dare MVP was none other than Kiyose, because he was playing out of his damn mind in mid, Rusty.
Yeah, it was a very quiet early game between both Kisei and Kiyose. I think they definitely came into their own come skirmishes and team fights, but at the end of the day, Kiyose just put in so much work, right? Crazy flank angles, was the hard carry for his team. When you've got the Lucian Nami doing work early, he brought it home for the Direwolves.
He certainly did. Now, Skimmy, 62% KP. Is that enough from this man? Usually he's all over the place.
Oh, I mean, for me, it's just a pose in the photo, right? He's basically saying, come at me, boys, because he was going at them instead, really. The Vex was consistently hitting multi-man fears, and it's just a dream. Certainly would have been a dream to find yourself in a position where the fight's always breaking out in close proximity, or close quarters, rather, where everybody's grouped together. And, yeah, you just get to be adding another title to your name of Ankle Breaker, Golden Boy, whatever it might be.
Yes,
Guys?
the statue man, yeah?
Skimmy is tied with me now. I'm monk-assing.
He's tied? No, you were 2 ahead, weren't you?
No, one.
One?
I was one.
We got a tie!
Yeah.
Oh, I love ties. I swore last time there was a tie, but I'm not going to do that again. Now, look, we have a play of the day, and there's been a lot of action today, a lot of entertainment. Any ideas as to which was the best for the play of the day?
Are we going for like best play or like most exciting?
Either or. I don't know. What's sticking in your head?
The bloody fight that happens mid lane in our third game. Was it Kanga Mammoth?
Yeah.
Probably the one that happens in mid lane towards the end of the game.
Okay, that won them the game. Maybe. It could be. Any other takers?
I'm thinking it could be maybe Praetor getting another quad and always denied a penta, just for meme value.
Oh, very true. Definitely could be on the cards. And that was a pretty big dub for PGG as well. Kitty, anything in your mind?
When 3 people jumped over Baron Pit and left Limaz in the pit. That's my take.
Iconic ADC
Absolutely
moment.
iconic.
Just play safe,
ADC mains in a nutshell.
That can be an honorable mention. Unfortunately, it wasn't that. But Rusty, you're on the money with it. It was Kanga turning that winning the team fight to pretty much win that game. So let's have a look at what's going on here. Lived, he's just jumping in. Man had a very large amount of confidence this game. And look, a very large amount of abilities just going to be used very early by Mammoth. It resulted in Kanga just saying, hang on, they've got nothing left and our health is bloody primo, Phyto. Look at it, he's got nothing and he's just poking from afar, but it's worked out beautifully. And Liv, he just had that, was it a GA? Just popped right throughout the fight, and then all of a sudden you got Rocco running for his damn life. But the ace comes through and the dub was not too far afterwards.
It wasn't, yeah, and this is when I'm screaming, right, for Kanga. Just end the game, run it down mid, but Scott's like, no, I have to find vengeance. I have to get another kill. And certainly did it at the end there. And that was a game, certainly, of 2 halves. We've had a few of those tonight, but it really was an entertaining one. It was great.
Yep, staggering them spawns as well. Pretty much everything you wanted came in that fight. And that is why it was, of course, the play of the day. But that means we're coming towards the end of the day, which means we've got a few more things to run through before you can all go and rest, before you can all leave us. And if you've closed Twitch, well, you're not going to hear me, but look, I'm pretty disappointed in you right now. Now, let's have a look at the standings, see where all the teams currently are after this bloody crazy day of games. And we still have Chiefs in first. No one's going to be able to catch them. But a tie between Peace and PGG. And Direwolves now all tied up with Order as well. But this tie with the head-to-head means Direwolves have hopped over the top of them. And now they are going to be locked into that 4th position. So we'll see tomorrow if PGG and Peace stay tied there in 2nd or if someone's going to jump up top. Anything else you want to touch on here, Skimmy?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends really how much value these teams put into that side selection. Obviously, you want to win every game that's possible, but I'm just looking at Peace and thinking, well, there was a question mark around, you've dropped games to Gravitas, you've dropped games to Kanga. That's who they're up against tomorrow, so I don't know whether or not the curse continues. Are we just going to have an absolute banger Fiesta to close out this entire split?
Well, I do love a good Fiesta, also a good Siesta, and maybe we'll get both. But who knows? However, let's have a look at what games we are going to be witnessing tomorrow here on the LCO, kicking things off, Direwolves and the Chiefs. I'm actually really excited to see how this goes because Direwolves with that dub today are going to be going into the final day with a very large amount of confidence. And I want to see what they're going to be able to do against the, well, favourites for the LCO. Now, 7 p.m, we got Order, we got Mammoth. This is obviously going to test Order going into the playoffs again. We'll see if Mammoth are going to be able to take the cake and make it a little cleaner than what we saw from them today. They just couldn't quite maintain that lead. 8 p.m, PGG and Gravitas. Who knows how that's going to go either. PGG looking pretty damn good after taking a dub over the Chiefs, but Gravitas are really starting to pick up some momentum right when it matters and, you know, get themselves ready for Split 2. 9 p.m, though, to close things out, we got Kanga, who took a dub, and Peace, who really need another W to stay up next to Pensanet there. But all is being said, all has been done. We have 1 day left of the group stage, guys, and I want to know, what are you most excited for? Kitty, talk to me. Which of those games is tickling your fancy? Is it the final game of groups, or is there something else around it?
It has to be the final game of regular split. It's Peace vs. Kanga. I believe they're 1-1 in the head-to-head. No, wait. Are they 1-1?
Peace Kanga is 1-1.
They are 1-1. So that will definitely be a banger because I believe that Peace was also 1-1 against Kanga tonight. And, you know, rest in peace, my boys actually are 1-2 against Kanga now. So we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow for the very last game of the day. Hopefully it's going to be a banger. But
hopefully it will be.
See you guys all there.
And I am excited to get into tomorrow. Today was a long one. We had some pretty long games and had to get through those segments real damn quick. But it was full of entertaining upsets, full of bloody excitement. And if we don't get the same thing tomorrow, I'm going to be disappointed because that means we're just going to have to go into playoffs on a low note. That means we'll come in on a high note, right? And I know heaps about singing. A high note's like, ha, and a low note's like, And on that note, I have actually lost my marbles. I need rest. Thanks for watching the LCO. Stay safe, stay well, and see you same place, same time tomorrow.
Look at the put on the flank from the blue buff, goes in, hits the Zonia's nice and early. The Elder still held in suspension, so far away from a threat of a situation. Going to be claimed by Pensanet as they burst into life and find far more kills. They've taken out Draku, and now Braidef is on an absolute killing spree. He's got a triple kill. He's claimed the Guardian Angel. And he's going to absolutely take everybody down. There is the quad. Yes, Order. He's going in again. He's been chopped down to 50% already. Isolates out TN. Sturx gets popped nicely and just evaporated. A 5v4 that breaks out. Piglet gets that reset. That's all he needed as he gets excited. The rocket connects and Chan has been shut down.
The question is what happens after?
Fight breaks out. Skin's not here. He's still in the moment of recalling back, but his team is just dead before he can even jump into this one. 2 members down, mid-jump was deleted. Beats also been burnt by the Vex Knife nearly dead, but it just knocks him out. Oh, what a clutch! Clutch Devour! Oh, he's been stopped away by the Moonlight Vigil. Now he finishes the red and white. He's got the bounty, he's got the damage, and he's got another shutdown. Tron jumps in 1v4 saying, can I copy-paste what an Aatrox can do? The answer is no. Triple kill for Limas. Voice is dead. And Rockono.
This is Biopanda.
Oh, in we go. Oh, look at the assassination of the Corporal. Gone. The patience and the perseverance finally playing off. Look at Tryndamere. Spin to win, flashing in, trying to take down Frost. And he is successful. Gonna find a second before the ultimate expires. And now Puma with the ultimate active is running Memphis down. He's got that movement speed. The Nikes are on. Strapped up, ready to go.
Hey, look, Menulog.
Oh, it's Silas. It's a Silas skin, isn't it? No, Talon skin? Silas skin.
Ari looking artwork on that thing.
Okay, I was going to play Silly Bug. You got Diana right, but you got to pick the skin.
Oh, I was?
Blood Moon?
You're kidding. I got that in the first go.
Oh, yep, you did. You bloody new kitty. Except you didn't pick the skin, and Rusty did. So half a point each. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
We take those.
We take those.